Hey Lovely, I'm Q and welcome back. This is Making It, where we talk about the journey, not the highlight reels, and everything it takes to live your dreams now.
Late nights, visions I can see, quiet crime, but I still hear it. Every step getting clearer. I'm not rushed.
Welcome back, of course. I am super excited to be here today. I feel so good. I had a great week, and I just feel like we have so much stuff to talk about. So make sure you guys are tapped in, get your audio going and everything. I hope you guys had a good week. If you had a good week, let me know to pop in. At the end, actually, you guys will be able to share some stuff on what's happened to you or whatever the case may be. This episode, we're going to be getting deeper, more intimate, and more comfortable. Again, I feel more relaxed today, and I'm ready to just pop right into it. Before we get into the nitty gritty of everything and my feels and opinions and just topics, I want to tell you guys a couple of things that took place in my week. A couple of things that stood out for me, something that really shocked me, and this is, if you watch I think that was the first episode, but if you watch the first episode, you already know I'm into true crime and anything kind of like creepy but realistic and just kind of the real things that's happening on TV. And I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but I did get a chance to go to the serial killer exhibit. You guys, it was so amazing. Before I say it was amazing, but it was also like creepy. Like I was truly and genuinely creeped out. Like that was so shocking to me, just the artifacts being real. It was 125 different serial killers, 40 rooms. I was there for hours, okay? The exhibits were disgusting. I was scared, shaking in my boots, okay? So if you get a chance to go to that, it's in Atlanta right now, definitely strongly suggested, okay? Something else that happened, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys two things. So in addition to the serial killer exhibit, I'm supposed to tell you guys two things that were really awesome for me. One thing that I'm proud of, and then the other thing is something I've been trying to make happen. I'm gonna lead with what I've been trying to make happen because I've been putting I feel like it holds more weight because I've been trying to make it happen, okay? And it was, guess, a real estate, of course. So I am a realtor in Atlanta, if you guys don't know already. But yes, clock it. Shout out to my realtors. But yes, so something I've been trying to make happen was secure clients. And I was able to get two very strong leads on listing clients. Yay! Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to clap for yourself. Okay, we'll get into that later. But yes, so I was able to get some clients and some really good leads. So that's something I'm working on still actively. But yeah, that was okay. And then something I'm really proud of as well too. And okay, no judgment here, right? This is a safe space, right? But I know in the last episode I said I may or may not get a job, but I did get a job. Yay again! So I am going back to being your serial entrepreneur / corporate girly. Okay, so yes, and not for nothing, this is just a little tidbit. Never be afraid to ask for your worth. Okay. Because I was not. I mean, the lady asked me 3 times how much money I wanted to make, and I said it with my chest, okay? I need X amount of dollars, so that's just another. All right, you guys. So moving right along. Again, that's my week. Serial killer, real estate, and securing a bag, okay? I feel like that was awesome. It was a good week. This week, if you guys know or have been staying tuned with us, of course, or if not, if you're new, we've been talking about or building, right? Building the foundation of making it. We started with the origin, where we even got the concept of making it. We got into what it looks like to kind of start, what you need, and just the tools and the things, the things. Watch the last episode if you don't. So we'll be talking now about visibility, validation, and the performance trap. When it comes to success in 2026, visibility has become the biggest metric, and being seen is more important than being true to yourself at that. So just thinking about that off the bat, People want to be seen, that we have social media, we have all of TikTok, all of these different things, and it's all kind of starting to feel a bit like a performance. And it's a level of balancing who you're trying to be or what you're doing, because of course I'm not going to knock anybody if we all need at this point content to thrive, to be able to excel our businesses, our brands, all of those different things. Are we still being true to ourselves behind the scenes of that content, or even in that content? This one hit for me because I have to be authentically myself for you guys, even to have these conversations. I feel like we are sacrificing sometimes where we want to be for where we have to be. And are we being trapped into performing for others' validations? Are we at the point where we are doing a song and dance every week to just make sure that we stay on trend, or just get the likes, get the views, the comments, and all of those different things too? So it just can turn into like a whole warp of performing. Where are you, and who are you, and how do you feel about those things? I can be your podcast, I can be your property manager, I can be your realtor, but I still have to be Quatisha. It's Quatisha, by the way, you guys, okay? Just not for nothing, okay? I'm going to let you guys work on that, and we'll say it again later. But Quatisha over Q, right? Because Quatisha is one person of myself, and Q is the brand. So there's a whole tenfold there, and just what those roles are for these versions of myself. And I'm sure that everybody has versions of themselves as well, too, that they are, one is a performance, and one that you have to do to thrive and excel and get to where you're going to make it. And then you have the other version of yourself that is, in fact, your true self. Visibility has become currency. But what's your exchange rate? Remaining grounded and confident without disappearing in the world, right? Remaining yourself, because we still have to show up in the world, and it's just a matter of how. We're often seeking validation through visibility on the algorithm's terms. But how does that impact our resonance? Let's start here. What does validation even do for us? How does it feel? Validation is fast, it's quick, it's a buildup, it's a collection of things, it's externally sourced, right? I feel like the world is like ruled by validation, actually. Most of society is kind of thriving on validation. And again, social media is like the ultimate validation spot where we are liking, hearting, comment, sharing, and just all of those things. So of course we're looking for something that, that's our end goal here at the end of the day, is to be validated. But when validation becomes a point of still forgetting who you are, like we were talking about, just separating the performing you, right, versus the actual you, the real you, how does the validation still feel at that time? Is it just enough? Are we becoming addicted to it? Are we turning into, I posted this post. This is something for me, okay? Sometimes I'll post a post and I'll think about it for a little while, and I don't know if anybody else, but sometimes I'm scared to post my post. And I'll be like, okay, cool, I thought it was cute. I'm going to post it on Instagram. I'm going to do whatever I want to do with this. So I post it on Instagram, boom. For me, I will post it, and then I'll go do something, and then I'll go back to my phone, and now I have like likes and comments and all these notifications or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is really glowing up. Like, okay, boom, pop, my stuff is popping or whatever. And that feels good, right? Valid, boom, check. My point was across. I wanted my picture to look good. I wanted everybody to see me in my fly outfit, okay? Did y'all see my Steve Madden boots I posted recently? Okay, anyway. So, I want to display those things or whatever the case may be. So I do that, and then I check my page, and then I'm like, all right, it's doing great. So I go on about my life or whatever sometimes, but then I remember in my head, in the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, I did post a picture, let me go back and check it again. So now I'm watching the numbers grow, and just the comments climb, or the hearts hearting, okay, the DMs DMing, all of that. And I'm like, okay, cool, this feels really good now, right? So I think that everybody's kind of getting caught up too in just that euphoric feeling of having those likes and feeling validated, like, you go girl, or just whatever the case may be, and just kind of, feeding off of that. So I take all of that, I take all of my likes, my comments or whatever, and then I'm feeling good about myself. And that does feel good. And then I feel like we try to reach that high again. So people are sometimes going to find another picture. Maybe it's not even current or recent or anything. It could be old, just to get that high of feeling validated again. They're like, okay, cool, let me post another picture. Let me post something in my stories, or just all these different tactics to feel validated. Just from that one time feeling good, you know? So validation is definitely, it can be addictive, right? That's, at the end of the day, it can be addictive, and people can just keep doing more things and more things just to keep running up the numbers, being or feeling validated by DMs or just different things that people are saying or whatever the case may be. But different ways that I personally have sought validation is, like we talked about, posting pictures like we all do on social media, let's be for real. But I feel like one thing that I've done too, and I have to not always lean so heavily or just always like harp on social media, because it's not just social media, but even like socially being out, just recognizing when I'm in certain rooms that aren't for me, and thinking to myself like, okay, cool, this room feels good. It feels like a different type of energy, like a room that I want to be in, but it's not the room that I should be in. People are asking me maybe what I do, and it doesn't even have anything to do with anybody else, or I can't get any networking connections off of this room. So I'm like, okay, why even am I here? And was that just to say that I was out last night or the other night, or that I went to some type of event or whatever the case may be? But there was no substance in me being there. So all of that for what, you know? And then people are, again, I posted on social media that I was out, and they're like, oh, this looked like you had a good time. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Not that I'd be lying. I'm just talking about in general, you guys. Okay, people tend to just, you know, every now and then be like, yeah, it was a good time. You should have been there, or whatever the case may be. But again, it wasn't even a room that you were supposed to be in. But on social media, maybe I wanted to project and show social media that I'm out again, and I'm doing something fun and fly again, and looking for that validation high, and kind of chasing those likes and clicks and hearts and different things like that. And then just trying to be out in certain places where maybe I shouldn't be, or hanging out with people who I know don't pour into me or I don't connect with, and wasting my time maybe and being in those energies and spaces and whatnot, when I could in fact be working on what I should be working on in rooms where that will validate me in a impactful way versus a society type way. You know, let's compare validation and resonance. Where validation is fast and externally sourced, resonance is slow, deep, and internally sourced, right? It's about how you resonate with you. Resonating is about communication and making sure that your message is clear so it resonates with the right people. So holding on to your message, the message you are trying to deliver, right? First, finding out what that is, what you're trying to put out there, what you want to resonate with people, and how you want to resonate. It can feel deeper because it's not fleeting, and it also will take time to get your message to the right people, right? So this was a good one for me because I'm trying all the time to like resonate with the right people and make sure that hits and my personality hits, and the fact that people know that I'll go to bat for them, right? That I am through and through your girl, right? And how can I make people understand that I got them? Even with that job that I just recently bagged, right? How was I going to convince this lady to give me X amount of dollars that I knew I would say it with my chest? How was I going to let my personality and my energy and my true authentic feelings and know my worth, right? My worth. I knew I had this job in the bag. I knew I could do this, all of these different things. How was I going to let my energy resonate with her enough for her to pick me? I had to be true with myself, and I was having some scary moments at first, but I feel like it always ended up grounding me back to me, and like, you know, you got this. How much work I put in behind the scenes, how long I've been doing something, how hard I've been working on it. I knew this stuff. I've been learning a lot. I've done all of these different things, and I relate these things to the job I just secured and real estate and being a parent and all of these different things, right? Everything in my life, I'm just trying to resonate properly. But again, they all kind of source back to me and how well I feel about myself and me being aware of my emotions and checking myself when I need to and being realistic with myself and not in Delulu land. So I just had to really, like I said, resonate on resonance. Of course, when we are always looking for validation, or validation is just a thing that can be addictive, this is one where I had to pull me into a space to make sure that I was okay at the end of my days and at the end of the social media post and all of those things, like in my personal life, at the end of my day, my Cortesia days, right? How do I feel about myself and where I'm at with it, and just, if I can continue to go on. Are we willing to wait and take our time to build resonance over validation? Like most people in the world, I want things when I want it, nice and fast. I want it when I want it, and I want it now, right? But at the end of the day, it just doesn't work that way. And it hurts sometimes for other people to get the message that I'm trying to give off to them. I have to try over and over again. I have to tell them again, or wait for that DM back, or that reply, or that email back, or whatever it is. And I'm just over in the corner hoping and pleading that they get it. Like I'm trying to let you guys know that this is being true and true. Like even the content I put out, I just put out content recently, and for me, I was scared. Okay, if you know, you know. So shout out to my village. But if you know, you know, I can get scared sometimes to put out my own content. But when I go back and look at it, I'm like, wow, this is exactly the message that I was trying to get off without being too caught up in how I looked or how I felt or me being afraid or all these different things, or just even the public validation behind it. Like a lot of things I just feel a little nervous about doing because I know that validation can feel so excruciating. The resonance for me is just where I had to, like, they have to meet. I feel like once you start with validation and you get that high and you start feeling bad, because validation can make you feel bad sometimes if you don't see the things that you're doing, maybe on your algorithm or on your timeline, or just even in your life. Like you see other things going on for other people and their validations are seeming to check out properly, right? Everything is looking right for everybody else over there. But for you, yes, you may have your validation here and there, but maybe you want more, or maybe you need it a little bit more, or just that extra push, or you're having a hard time, or whatever the case may be. I feel like the resonance exactly is where you meet yourself in the middle, and where grace starts, and just showing yourself compassion and being kind with yourself, and just, letting you know that your journey is not another person's journey, and this is just mine in itself. So even though I want it fast and I want things to start happening for me, and immediately as soon as I put in all of this work or whatever the case may be, things don't come fast, and that's just my journey. Whereas again, I may be on social media or just kind of checking somebody else out, and it looks like their validation in their life is just going all great, but where does their resonance lie? Do they have a medium point? Are they okay? Does it check out with self at the end of the day? It's just really deep. And then there's moments where sense of self starts to go through engagement dips. So what happens to your sense of self when engagement dips? And again, I have to find the time to take a break from social media and to pull back and to nurture myself, and just even reach out to my real village, my friends, my sphere, my family, and just different things like that, to make sure that I'm getting healthy validation so I can resonate with myself at the end of the day. So healthy validation, of course, I feel like there was a difference between healthy validation and society validation, because healthy validation is my friends saying, hey, I saw what you were doing. You did such a good job. Like, you guys are in my DMs or in my phone or texting me or whatever, and or when I see you is you're doing a really awesome job, or I'm a good mom, or a good job on the new job, or real estate, or whatever, just the good things that are happening. But for some of those things that I was scared to do, like I was scared, or I was nervous, or it was my first time, or whatever the case may be, like everything new for sure the first time feels scary because I've never done it before, just like most people. And that's how your journey continues on, is to kind of expand from what you're comfortable with and just keep going to the things that may scare you, but it will help you grow. But having your healthy validation behind the scene, your friends, your people, whoever, will help you better resonate with yourself at the end of the day. I don't want to succumb to the algorithm, and I don't want my message to change. I don't want to come off a different way. I don't want to only seem like I'm trying to give you guys a luxury version of myself, or whatever type of version of myself. And again, I've grown to be a luxury girl. I gave that to myself just in my journey. But I don't want to come off one type way with my brand, my village, or my sphere of people, when I'm still also trying to grow into another version of myself. So my village from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and the whole East Side, compared to my Buckhead friends, or my Fortune 500 company friends, or whatever, and just having events and merging those two people, and then still being true to myself. I never want this crowd to say, why is she acting like that? But then at this crowd, I don't want them to say, why is she acting like that? But I do want to resonate as my authentic self, right? That's exactly how I want to come off to people at all times, is my truest self. Hey, you know what? I was just thinking about you. Everybody knows that February is the real New Year's. And hopefully you got the opportunity last month to lay your 2025 to rest officially, so you can get started on your 2026 goals, dreams, or whatever that may look like for you. Of course, I do want to be here to assist you in any of your real estate needs, not just to sell you a house, let's be clear. We can talk about the market. We can talk about things that are changing, coming, going, resources, programs, grants, all of it. Not looking to buy today? Perfectly fine. I'm a build a plan type of person anyway. So if you're not ready right now, we can go ahead and build you a plan for home ownership this 2026 or even 2027. The years go by so fast these days, who can even keep up? Already seasoned in this real estate industry, looking to list your current home and get into the next one? Give me a call so we can talk more about it. I am here for all of your real estate needs, to discuss more, to talk in depth about clearing up any questions or anything that you guys may have. My team and I are ready to go. Let's talk about it. So, what is the performance trap? That's where you find yourself performing things like competence, healing, confidence, success, faith, and the list goes on. Your vlogs and your day-to-day lives and get ready with me's and just all of those, real life reels on Instagram that you see. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I have, as much as I try my best to do content for y'all, okay? I try, all right? I tried to do a get ready with me at least 7 times. 7 times. There are 7 videos of me in different pajamas that I don't wear, okay? Let's be clear. And in my phone, there's different videos of me waking up in the morning, and I'm like, okay, sits up in bed, pulls cover bag. I just, and I want to make it clear too that I am not trying to villainize anybody who this works for. It. For one, if you're getting paid, go off, okay? Go off. And then if you just like to make content and that's just your thing, do you, boo? I'm just saying it's really not for the average person, right? I don't think that everybody every day likes to, for one, make content when they first wake up in the morning. I have a 10 o'clock don't call me thing going on. So if you know, you know, don't call my phone before 10 a.m. I can't even talk to you before 10, let alone make a perfectly sliced avocado toast with bacon, you know, oats and all these different honey oats and whatnot, you know. And I don't have a perfect morning. I actually don't want you guys to get ready with me in the morning, because you probably would think completely differently of me, okay? Not your favorite girl in the world don't get up perfectly, and that just doesn't resonate with me, you know. That's not my life. It's not. And again, not to say that it's not real for other people, but that's not my life. You know, and I just can't do it. I've tried to do it time and time again, okay. I don't know, maybe we'll see if we can drop one of the little videos in there of me. I'm not playing with y'all. They're literally videos in my phone right now. It's just not real for me. So again, that can become exhausting. It became exhausting for me just that fast, trying to make something that didn't resonate with me. That's just not my vibe. I don't even like morning. I haven't shown you guys any parts of my day, okay? Because my real days are chaotic. They are full. I'm ugly sometimes, okay? And you know, I'm just doing a lot of different things, or I'm moving about, or some things I do want to share, and some things that are so public, or excuse me, so private that y'all will never know, you know. But that's my real life behind the scenes of just things that I have to do. So I just don't want to come off and, you know, put out there to you guys that I get up in the morning, or you know, I do a certain thing that's not my real life, you know. And furthermore, who even told us that this is what we should be doing, and that this is what this should look like, that we should be conforming to a perfect morning or a perfect day, or I'm jogging and going to the gym every single day, or just all of these things that make a brand or make us seem as if we are, you know, just coming off how society wants us to. Who said that we were supposed to be doing all of this stuff? I never seen a get ready with me before in the morning. Actually, I thought that we weren't even, and again, no shade, you guys, okay? I thought that we weren't really, you know, getting kind of in our undergarments on social media. But, you know, if you want to do the little avatar where you popping in and then you pop an outfit on, you know, that's really not my vibe. That's not how I get dressed. My clothes all over the floor, just all these different things. So who said that we had to conform into being a clean cut, perfect brand, and that we needed to look and, you know, present a certain type of way? Even in this episode, I thought about this one, okay? And you know, I low-key want to give you guys an apology, because I feel like in the first couple episodes, I was a little scared and kind of shy, and I was like, kind of putting out there what I thought would be a good podcast and what you guys may want to hear and how you may want to see me talk and, you know, sit and all these different things. And I was like, we're not doing that no more. Like, if I'm gonna have to be here and you guys are we gonna be here getting loose and talking about a whole bunch of real things, then I don't even want to conform to who I'm not. Yes, I can be polished and I do speak. Y'all know I can code switch when it's time to code switch. But you know, that's a hack for us, okay? So keep that in your pocket. But I don't want to code switch with you guys, and I don't want to code switch to a point where I thought that that's how I should show up for you guys. Like, I do still have to be my true self. I just want to be raw for y'all, okay? So yeah, so after I thought about that, I said, I want to resonate with you guys in my authentic self. I want to talk like I'm from the east side. I want to sit however I want to. I want to pick my outfits, because yes, I do want to wear a dress and look girly all the time. Like, this is, if you know, you know, you know. So if my personality or energy has ever resonated with you, then you know that is how I speak. And I do have on a dress and heels all the time, but at the same time I scream A, and you know, that's just my vibe. So I was thinking about that, and I just wanted to again just let you guys know that I'm gonna just make sure I show up authentically me for you, and just to expect that you guys can identify those moments where maybe you're not showing up how you want to resonate, or how you want, you know, to truly come off in your life, and just be able to call that out and then correct it. Because this was just something that nobody knew I was going to say this today. This was just my thought to myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be my truest self moving forward. When performance creates distance from intimacy and creativity, it's time to reclaim your confidence. How do we reclaim autonomy over our identity? Through the confidence in ourselves, being unapologetically, authentically yourself, reclaiming your power and just truly leaning into yourself and just knowing where you should be, what you should be doing, and just staying on brand. Building the confidence that doesn't require witnesses. So we don't always have to have a hand clap, round of applause, likes, hearts, different things like that. Sometimes it's okay to just sit in your own bliss of happiness and of what's going on in your life. So I try not to get lost in the sauce by just, trying to reach the goal, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to reach what I created. I saw this vision. I had this dream. I want to be this. I know what I want for the future self. But during this journey along the way of me going to get it and trying to make it all happen, I have to just stay on task of knowing, like, I'm going towards my end goal and I'm going to reach that goal and not get lost or caught up in performing, because that's the version of myself that, again, even created the idea, that had that idea. And that's the version of myself I have to carry with me all the way to the end goal. If I almost feel like I can't clock this, and I don't want to bet money or anything, but I feel like if you show up authentically as yourself, you'll probably win and get a little bit further ahead than you being somebody else, because you are going to seep out of you at some point, and you cannot hide that for too long. Like my accent. Okay, I'm not gonna act like those are just different things. So just being yourself, being yourself can seep out like an accent can. Sometimes people are like, I kind of hint that you're from somewhere else or that you talk a different way. Like, your true authentic self will literally start to seep out if you don't allow it to just be present and just find peace with who you are and showing up how you're supposed to show up in rooms that are for you, and just understanding when you are, that balanced level of performing versus being yourself and just trying to reach the goal of where you want to be and who you want to be. So that was just a thing for me, and just understanding when you have to clap for yourself, you have to defend yourself, you have to be yourself, and just show up for yourself, exactly who you are. Let invisibility be a byproduct and a given, not the source of your confidence. My confidence for me, I had kind of ranked these because I was like, what makes me feel most confident? And I feel like most people would think that it's me, and it's not. Okay. I am, this is a fun fact, okay, but almost 99.7% of the things that I do, I am afraid to do it. That's right. I am scared, okay? Scared, shaking in my boots. Or when I do it, I will literally retreat and just, I throw my phone. I will post something and throw my phone across the room and run and go make me a delicious meal or something so I can forget. So because I just don't even, it's just something new for me, right? And just getting that public feedback sometimes can be scary, and just knowing what other people, or just even knowing that it's out there, can be kind of scary. But one of my sources of confidence, despite my God, okay, because y'all know I talk about God all day, it's going to be my village, my spirit friends, and just the outpour of love, okay, you guys, if you know, this heart's for you guys. But yeah, so just, my friends validating me, and positive validation and healthy words and saying good job. I'm a high five and good job type of person anyway. You know how certain things motivate other people. Money definitely can move me for sure, but I'll quit jobs easily if I don't feel like I'm being applauded a proper way, or I'll stop things if I don't feel like I'm being, just valued for who I am and what it is I'm doing. So I really do appreciate when my friends say, different things like, I'm proud of you. Like, people were saying, I'm proud of you for different things. And I literally was tearing up at home, like real tears, okay? Just simply because that was hard for me to receive, because it is so much going on out here. I was a little bit scared to put it out there in the first place. And then on top of all of that, it's something new for people, and new for me. And it's my first time. So hearing my friends and my village and my sphere and my kids and everybody just say, good job. Hey, I thought you did a good job. Like, that is just so deep for me, like heartstring, okay? Self-confidence, y'all know I am a certified lover girl, and I love me. And I like treat me so nicely and whatever. So I am my next source of confidence. I don't talk mean to myself, and I suggest you don't either. We never say stuff like I'm stupid or I'm broke or whatever. You can't say any of that. Talk nice to you, okay? I talk to me even when I don't know how I feel or what's gonna happen or how I'm gonna look that day. The next day I have to remind me that you was that bitch, okay? I'm the one, not the two. Okay, so I am my next source of income, period. Actually, I'm my first source of income, let's be clear. I'm my next source of confidence, period. Okay, but yeah, so me rooting for me, talking to me, feeding off my friends, feeding off my sphere, because again, I'm second in I want to know where you guys' chart is. Where do you get your confidence from? Like, tell me yours in like top 3. What's your top 3? But for me, like, it was going to be God, number 1. Number 2 is going to be my friends in my circle and sphere. And then number 3 is going to be from self. And I know that probably sounds kind of crazy because people would think that self is second, but it's not. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Like, it may blow your mind today, but it's not. So just even knowing that I need that's something that I can identify and I'm aware of. I'm like, okay, cool. I need friends who pour into me when I feel drained or when I'm scared or when I'm like anything. Like, my friends know, okay? Shout out to my friends and my village, actually, because they do treat me like a lover girl. And I don't even think that that's all of their type of vibration. Like, maybe some of them aren't as like lover girl vibey. They may be realist. They may be, just different, grounded, super grounded. They may be super girly. They may be kind of hood. No, I have all types of friends, but the way that everybody pours into me how I need it, they give it to me properly. Like, they're like, I don't usually say this, but I'm really proud of you, and you're doing a great job. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. So yeah. And then right after that, it's just going to be me. So what's your guys' top 3? What's your top 3 forms of confidence and how you stay confident, stay on brand, stay yourself, all of those things? And here's an even bigger one. What's one thing you'll continue doing even if nobody applauds? If nobody claps for you, if nobody roots for you, what do you do then, right? And for me, I'm resorting back to self, because not all the time am I going to have, my friends can't stop their lives. They have boyfriends, husbands, kids, jobs, ex, dogs, pets, all of the things a lot going on in the world. They have feelings, emotions, marriages, all of that. So what happens when no one claps for me? We still continue on, right? So again, I wanted to know where you guys got your confidence from. Where are some places that you get your confidence from? And then what is one thing that you'll continue doing if no one applauds for you or claps for you? Of course, don't let your silence be your cue to give up on your version of success. Your journey to making it is yours. It's for you. Again, it was creatively and intimately crafted by your own heart and your own mind, your life, and how you want it to go. So you have to literally be the author and the director and the creative designer of how you want your life to go. So, just being true to yourself is just gonna get you there. Don't be mad at any part of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just stay true. Don't get caught up in performing. Don't get caught up in what's happening internationally all across the world. It's a lot. It can be heavy all the time. Actually, it's heavy for me sometimes, just regulating my emotions. But, clapping for myself despite everything that's going on and staying grounded is just where I'm at with it. Time for our Make It move. And today's Make It move is going to be Make It Real. And in the words of Future Hendrix, dress it up and make it real for me. Or don't. You don't owe the world a performance. You owe yourself a life that feels true when no one is watching. Period. And that's all we have for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. I really, like I said, I'm about to get loose and we vibing, you know. I'm getting real, right? I just want to make sure that we resonate every single time and that you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, engage. Don't forget to let me know in the comments too what you what you guys are going to do when no one is clapping. And where you get your confidence from? I'm gonna be looking and I'm gonna engage. I'm gonna follow up and see what you guys said. Until next time, thanks, lovelies.